And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here now as we're live here on Smoking Tires Racing Series show right now here at the Indianapolis Brickyard. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 250 for the Smoking Tires Racing Series. Hi again, everyone. I am Christian the Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show as we're getting ready for this one here. Let's take a look at our drivers lineup on the pole. Out of the gate, Kevin Fetty in the 80 on that 94 will be our starter. Is outside. Cole Thomas, the 66. Row number 2, Adam Ball, the 19 is outside. Matthew Fleming. And the number 8, row number 3, Robert Bluen in the 96 is outside. It'll be Chad Hadelvik. And then the 25, row 4, Brian Toole, the 2 is outside. The 10, Stephen Tuck. Row 5, Ijua Dupree. And the 86, there it is, outside. Brock Hersey in the 48. Your next row's on back, we'll see. It will be the 6th row, Mike Donahue in the 70 is outside. Torrey Thompson in the 29. Row 7, Paul Ferdinandi in the 33 is outside. Ryan Williams in the 9. Row 8, Matthew Finnegan, the 6 is outside. Lathan Joyner in the 3. And then final start, Jody Banfield as we get to the green flag. Race fans, we're underway. Let's go racing. I do want to apologize right up front. I know we were a little late to the show. We were a little late to what we should have been done. We will definitely be trying to get that fixed up, and trust us, we know we already talked with the folks about that little time limit we had there. Thankfully, though, they think they'll be all right. We'll be fine with it. So, but nevertheless, we're getting ready to get back to the action here. Get right through it here. Out of the inside zone here, starting to fire away back into the corners here. Turn 3 and 4. The 19 of Adam Ball right now trying to deliver the atom bomb, as I've referred to him as before, as he leads it in down with Cole Thomas, the 66, still trying to hang his lead. You may hear me go quiet every now and then. Currently, I'm still trying to get over the race we just had there a minute ago at Talladega, but also trying to get the broadcast out to some folks here so that we can make sure everybody hears it. But to help me out, if you would too, be sure to share this one around. Make sure everybody knows at home. We're live, we're proud, we're flying high, we're on a roll, we're on a mission. The Brickyard 250 is here to stay, and it's here with you. So far out of the gate right now, Kevin Fetty just completely dominant in his performance. Off to a bit of a hot start here, not giving him any room or any chances to breathe yet. We'll see if that continues to be the case here in this 100-lap main event shootout. Robert Bluen now starting to make a little bit of a go, a little bit of position in between, starting to challenge up our ground. As he's got the beer nuts, number 8 of Matthew Fleming right in front of him. I just love saying that. When he brings me them beer nuts, I swear I get a little jumpy in my seat. I got a little extra kick in my step because I know the beer nuts are there. Now, one thing I was kind of wondering about this track here tonight was one of those issues and glaring problems that's been kind of recurring that we've talked about here over and over here on the show is the advent of that draft package that they put out here on Indianapolis Motor Speedway, as well as the plate tracks wise. The draft, as you mentioned before, it's very hard to really catch a draft anymore with these cup cars because unfortunately the way that iRacing has done them in, they basically kind of set it up to where you can't really get as much speed or carry off those 750 horsepower packages because the downforce is just not there anymore. Unlike what you see with with the Indy cars, the Formula 1 style stuff, they actually have a little bit more pep and creep in their stuff. Cole Thomas right now currently getting a good run off there, really keeping himself away from Matthew Fleming. That beer nuts, number 8, a little bit of a different design on that thing, but at least he was nice enough to give me the thing I wanted, which was on the rear barrier there. You see them nuts flying around. I always love seeing them things on that car. So pacing their way back into the field here. Now looks like a little bit of a charge coming up from the back. On the front straightaway they go. Cole Thomas had that little bit of a run earlier on, but that little bobble there out of turn 4 might have cost him. Nathan Finnegan and Matthew Fleming both making a run for it. As a charge ahead of him. They now have taken over for the top 3 spots as Adam Ball in 19 to 94. Kevin Fetty just currently running their own line in, running their race around this place. Nothing to lose and nothing to give out on. Still right now, currently, the situation is starting to fall back a little bit. Cole Thomas had the earlier run there, now trying to get it back up quickly as we start to push the momentum in a little bit more and start to get things figured out. Smoking Tires Racing Series Brickyard 250 presented by Ram Designs. Already showing off what these drivers are more than willing to do and what they're capable of here, but so far it hasn't really been too all over the place just yet. It hasn't really been too chaotic. It's been more kind of easy peasy, nice and squeezy out here. They don't want to overdo it here. The momentum starting to build up. Here comes Isaiah Drupi. Isaiah Drupi, I believe that's how you say your name, is currently in the 96 Coca-Cola Toyota Camry here tonight. As you see him moving up forward to that Chevrolet Camaro there. Cole Thomas trying to hold him off there on the inside line. Isaiah maybe looking for an opening here out of turn 2. Doesn't look like he's going to get it just yet there. That is to be expected, of course, here when you drive with these drivers. Reese Kelva coming in tonight saying, let's go Texas Family Racing, number 66 and number 8. Well, right now, your boy is currently doing a pretty good job. Problem is, one of them, my man, is currently dealing with the added pressure of that old 96 right beside him. Although he's running the 86 on our title card here. He's got on that car, as you see, the 96 there. Producers, what did you do? Yeah, I got told from the friends here a minute ago, you just moved something. What did you do down there? Oh, you moved the little cup? What'd you do that for? Oh, you were blocking something. Well, that's your own fault. You guys should know better. Anyway, I guess I'll stop ranting on them. They got to give them credit, really. So they came back in and got the stuff fired away quickly. We just barely missed the gridding, so. But we still got it in, at least. That's good news. The Adam Ball right now currently trying to get a little bit more connection to the momentum, starting to get a little bit more run. Kevin Fetty just continuously dominating out of the gate. Seems like wherever we go with this cat, man, he's always on a hard run, on a hard surface. He just never seems to let go of the speeds he can carry here. And you can see those orange right there. That means ball is slowing down on him. He can't get anything going. Time show again. That ball gets another run or two off of that and continues to maintain the lead. Here comes Robert Bluin. He's bluing up to the front. He's starting to make the charge up into the pack. He's got his eye on a few guys right now, currently starting with Cole Thomas as he's got a run there. We're going to go to the onboard camera. I hope you guys are paying close attention as well to how tight that they were taking those corners in and out of. They really have to stay focused on trying to hold their line in, try to stay down in here. Pacing their way through the field. Brock Hersey, the 48, just moving up quicker as they go. Ryan Williams, the number 9. Still in this pack, in this fight right now currently. Just seeing maybe he can hang in there just a little bit more. So far about 1/10 the way through this. It's been consistently overall not a bad start. Obviously the driver's got a lot of laps to go through here tonight though, with this big track here and the length that it carries. Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a no joke kind of track, man. This track is all about timing, pacing, and just watching your runs. And as of late, I've been told that the diamond grinding around here actually kind of tore up a little bit of the track as well to get it nice and current it in and set up for this race here tonight. The winters being so bad here in Indy, I guess I should explain myself. Diamond grinding is literally when you're taking the grips and you're taking the old track surface and you're basically going from a really tore up surface and you're laying down a new cement of asphalt. And as you grind it in, it allows to get more grip to the track and the cars. However, there is also that little downside of having a bigger issue, which is if you don't have a tire that's got a lot more leather and lace to it, then the rubber on it will end up actually just getting torn to shreds a lot quicker and more tore up. So one thing you'll hear about from these drivers as time goes on is just how much more they're slowing down and trying to stick with the pace here. The speeds can be carried are pretty fast, but there's one thing also can be pretty fast, how quick you burn it up. And currently, Mike Donahue not listening or heeding the warning. He decides to go for broke and hit it hard. Stephen Tuck falls back behind slightly there as he'll have to try to hang in with him. Field pacing down around now, trying to keep it going right here as we see it. Nathan Finnegan starting to move up a few spots. He's now taking down Adam Ball here, the Adam Ball, the 19. Adam slowed down tremendously here, had nowhere to go there, unfortunately, and Finnegan managing to take a nice run off of him there. We'll take a look at the replay and see what happened. Had a good pass there coming out of turn 1, it looks like, and that pretty much secured his fate. And that was your STK Gaming replay there. And apparently nobody told our producers to get that off when you're supposed to. Thank you very much. I always love it when we have problems with this stuff around here. They never fix it when they're supposed to. Uh-oh. There we go. I think we got it fixed now, didn't we? Nope, we didn't. Oh, no. Hold up. There we go. I think. Nope, still don't got it. What the heck is going on tonight? We're just having all sorts of glitch graphic gremlins tonight, ain't we? I guess it's been so long since we've used the SDK Gaming replay, we forgot that what it does. See if we can get back to the live feed from here. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, did we get that fixed now? Yeah, there we go. All right. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what the heck happened there. I don't know. Everything's just going crazy here tonight. Okay, so back to the action now that we can actually see what's going on. Looks like there is a little bit of a war coming up here. Ija Dupree, I hope I'm saying his name right. Now starting to make the field up a little bit. The 96 Coca-Cola Toyota Camry right there to the beer nuts. Number 8 of Matthew Fleming. I wonder if he ever gets tired of me saying that on the show. He must probably get a little bit annoyed with me, I would think. Well, the Texas Family Racing Machine is going to have a little bit of company, though, because here comes Dupree. Strong move on the inside line there, making a big pass on by. Signifies a move, signifies a run, takes it away from him, and he'll take that over as Adam Ball tries to stay with the momentum and keep it going as well. Right down on the line here, Adam Ball still hammering it away, giving himself some breathing room, giving himself a chance here. Every driver for themselves, everybody battling for themselves, really, that's all that matters to them, that's all they can think about. So right now, currently stretching out a little bit. Not really sure. Maybe that's what the drivers were expecting out of the gate. Maybe they were just trying to see if they could settle down and get this one figured out a little bit more here. But the pacing right now is kind of falling out of line, kind of falling down a little bit. Not a lot of close battles, not a lot of side-by-side duels just yet. I know I've watched some Indy races here from Formula One as well as those Indy cars. And it is very possible to get some battles in and get some runs in going from these guys. But right now, Kevin Fetty just pretty much walking away from the field. Gotta believe he put a lot of strategy and heart into this one here tonight to get the Bruzy 94 Ford Mustang up ahead of the whole field. Leads him down this front straightaway. We're going to take a full lap around here, folks, as we go on to lap 20. I want you guys to take a close look to see why Fetty is so strong on this track. Look at him come down that front straightaway and how tight he is to that wall. Now watch this. Look at how smooth he is in the corner as he gets barely up onto the bank. He has the Rizza backs up out of that little stretch of road there at turn 1 and in turn 2. And then once again, it's that long stretch of road that leads in. Just basically got to remember you need to know we can. Right out of turn 3, then you lead it down once more. Pretty much kind of a complete copy of what you do in turn 1 and 2. And that's exactly how you run Indianapolis Motor Speedway and get the times he's going right now at. And if you don't believe me on how fast he's hitting it, well, you can see right here. But actually, Finnegan, actually starting to catch him up a little bit here. Looks like it might have something. I don't know. Maybe Fetty's just slowing down, or Finnegan's actually catching him. But Finnegan is putting up a fight. Nathan not exactly done just yet. Fetty's strong on a good short run, I think. But Finnegan, I haven't seen too much of him or remember too much of him. Fetty, I do know, was good on short run. My goodness, though. But Finnegan out of turn 2. He gave that old love, gave that old wall a little love and a kiss there. Right now, the closest anybody is at the moment here is about it's about 0.84 seconds behind someone, and that is Robert Lewin to Cole Thomas. Lewin trying to get that 96 machine up into victory lane here tonight, all the way from Canada tonight. Got 3 Canadian drivers in with us and a couple of Americans here. Pacing them back and forth, still no signs of weaknesses from the drivers and no signs of giving out just yet, but I do question though when they get that long-term run in, well, how well will that work out? Because again, you got some guys right now that are fighting for positions, fighting to run hard, and some that are really just trying to fight for a better position, better time here. You take a look at the best lap around this track with these drivers. You can see everyone's kind of in a different situation. Different little setup, if you will. 3 drivers not making the show here tonight, so our 17 field actually reduced down to only 14 drivers. And Brian Toole right now actually out of it as well, so we will not be catching any of him here tonight. That's a tough break there for him. Hopefully we will get to see him next time out, but you know, unfortunately, some of these guys, man, they just don't have the time or they have the chance to get out here, and that's when these guys that do race, we'll try to give them the best show we can. But, I mean, when you're running on a track like this as well, you got to also kind of take into consideration the old hardish issue being you basically are trying to run with the best and the toughest of drivers. It can be a bit of a hassle and a bit of a handful out there to do it. Field working it through right now. Fleming is trying to hang in there, trying to give himself some chances. Nathan Finnegan had a strong start, had a stronger finish here coming to Fetty. He's actually caught up a little bit to him, but still the gap is a little bit further away. Ija Drupi has pretty much been more of the consistent hombres of the bunch here tonight so far. Kind of keeping himself a little bit of a case going too right now, trying to get up there with Finnegan. Finnegan now starting to build up a little bit more momentum, maybe having a chance at this one. Trying to get his Napa Auto Parts gear. Number 6 in the fight into the zone, maybe put on the run here. Betty's not exactly ran away from him yet. He knows it too. Well, we're 1/4 the way to this one so far, and like I said, man, it's mainly just been who will be able to outlast, outpace, and outmaneuver and survive here. This has really just been a matter of patience and perseverance. Chad Hadelvig right now in that 25, staying ahead of Stephen Tuck. We saw Tuck earlier on having a bit of a a bit of a go-to or so when he had to hold on to the position, try to hold on to that run. Yellow flag out for the first time here tonight, so I'm trying to figure out what happened there exactly. I think it might have been a stage caution. Not sure where that went or where that came from, but looks like we're going to have a chance to go talk with our drivers now and see how they're holding up down there. So we're going to go ahead and get down, talk with these guys, and see how they are feeling at the moment. I think honestly we might want to try and talk with one of our new drivers here tonight, see how they're doing. Go ahead and give a word or two to our boys here. See if we talk with some of them. Not a lot of guys joined in here tonight to talk with us, so I guess we'll have to work with how we got it, how we play it out. I think we'll start off with our boy from the CCR radio. Of course, I'm talking about Adam Ball here. Adam, you got a copy down there, my man? Adam, you got a copy? Hold on a minute, Adam. I can't hear you, man. see if maybe that was our end there. Try it now. Yeah, still nothing. Hold on, let me make sure it ain't on our end here. Yeah, it's still working okay on my end, so. I don't know. We'll try to get you here in a minute here, bud. We'll see if we can get it fixed. Alright, so let's try to talk with them again here in a minute. Didn't quite work out the way we were hoping to. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it is just our end. Finnegan, you got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Alright, so at least we know ours is working at least, but hey man, right now currently the field pretty much been kind of spaced out in between, not really getting too much of hard racing in. Is that kind of the way this usually plays out here with Indy?
Yeah, I mean, the qualifying strategy certainly didn't go to plan, but you know, we definitely feel good in the long run, so we'll see how the next stage goes here.
For sure there. So I gotta ask you, what is going to be the key thing that these drivers and yourself are going to be looking for here when you get into the meat and trucks of this one here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's just going to be managing the tires here more so than any other track, just because, you know, it certainly bites up on you quickly if you're not careful, so.
All right, well, we do appreciate your time here, Nathan, and appreciate seeing you on by. Hopefully we'll see what happens in the later half of this one.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Nathan Finnegan there, the number 6, having a little word with us right now as we currently get the drivers fixed back in position. Facing their way back in and around. We'll talk with Kevin Fetty here. I'll have a word with him here in a minute. Let him get settled down there. Be just one moment here. All right, there he goes. Hey, Kevin, how you doing down tonight, buddy?
So far, so good, guys.
All right, well, just thought we'd get in touch real quick. And pretty much off to a solid start and a solid rhythm, man. You pretty much put a pound into this one. How's things been for you?
Been good. Car's predictable. I think the weather is in my favor. It's been extremely overcast during the practice session, and so far in the race, it's been sunny, so it's been hot and slick, and that sort of plays into my wheelhouse. I think the excitement is coming, though. Nathan came from the back end. Looks like a couple of other guys came from a little bit farther back, too, so I think the fireworks are yet to come.
For sure there. So with the way you've been just saying that as well, they said the fireworks yet to come. What exactly would that refer to and mean in this case? Is there really like an area or a spot that you got to be careful about here?
No, I just think Nathan was fast in practice. So the fact that he started from the rear of the field and made it up to second in, 20 laps or so, it tells you how fast he is. And I think we're going to have a battle. I've noticed a couple places in the track where he's better than I am and a couple where I'm better than he is, and it's just going to be a matter of playing that to each other's advantage.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Kevin, still a lot of laps here to go and a lot of racing to be had. We'll see how this one plays out for you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Hope we're putting on a good show.
Sorry about that, folks. I had to turn the mic off for a second. A little insider chat there. They didn't want to pull the curtain back too much around here. So stage break comes to an end here. We'll have another one here, I believe. So we'll let the drivers kind of settle that down and get this one figured out. But, you know, Fetty is absolutely right. Finnegan was catching up quickly. He was starting to get some runs here. But, you know, Fetty's talked about it as well. He likes it when it's a little slicker out there, a little more in his conditions. And this seems to be the case. How well that holds up, we'll find out a little bit more. We got to cut to a quick commercial break, but when we return, back to green flag action here with Smoking Tires Racing Series. Race fans, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by the good friends over at Ram Designs. You need a style, need a car, need it done up. There's only a better way to go than with Ram Designs. Be sure to visit them up on their Facebook and check out all their live redesigns. Ram Designs, a good choice to have and strong as a beast. So here we go now, pace cars, or pace truck I should say, leading our field out of turn 3 and 4. going to be interesting to see how well this one holds up for them, how well they handle the nerves here as they get ready to get this one back out on now. Right back into the green flag restarts. Oh, we're back underway. You heard the roar of the motors and the power that came with it. Leading them back around the track here. They are now looking to gain draft, gain position off that. They will need it to help them out and try to make passes immediately. Finnegan starting to build up momentum once again here, and Matthew Fleming tries to get something going as well with it. The Beer Nuts, number 8, now leading in with the number 6 in front of him. Adam Ball, the Atom Bomb himself. Solid race, solid foundation here out of the gate here. We'll see if he's able to keep pushing and keep the momentum alive. Interesting strategy here from the drivers, where they're playing it out, how they want to start it off. I'm interested to see how that will work out in their favor. Leading it back on around now yet again here. It is Adam Ball starting to pick up the pace, start to get a little bit quicker on the run, on the momentum. He's coming up quick, he's coming up close. He's got Fetty in his sights here, but Finnegan right behind him, trying to stay with it, stay in the run. How well will that stay, though? That's the main thing. And now Finnegan with an opening there. Blitz from Adam Ball. Adam Ball making a bobble there coming out of turn 3. And that'll help Fetty out a little bit, but the problem is that Finnegan, considering where he was at, he could literally just charge up to the field and catch him. He's up 13 spots. The ultimate of hard charges here tonight, but he's got a murder's row right behind him still. Dupree and Fleming back at it here as Ball just stays right in front of the madness in front of him. Coming back around right now, Elijah Dupree still hard on the throttle. He looks like him and Finnegan might be the two guys that can put up a challenge and a fight here to Fetty. Fetty not exactly running away from the field here just yet. It looks like he might be giving up some time here. Still hanging on, giving himself a little bit of leeway, a little bit of breathing room. Back in the pack right now, Robert Bluen at it here, and talk about other drivers back here as well. The number 9, Ryan Williams, has got that 29 there, Mr. Brock Hersey in front of him, or excuse me, Torrey Thompson, I should say. Brock Hersey about 7/10 of a second up ahead of him. There he is, there's that 49. I was wondering where he went. On inside line once more here, Ryan Williams, man, talk about doing something here in the back, trying to put on a little bit of a show for them and the boys. Putting up a fight. Torrey Thompson, he was right there with him, but unfortunately he's still going to have to go a couple laps down here at the moment. Behind the field, behind now the 8 ball there is Chad Hadelvig. Hadelvig looking to possibly start to sway the run towards his end as he tries to get up there at Brock Hersey. It looks like Stephen Tuck having some company here. Robert Bluen sneaking up on him. Tuck earlier on struggling to kind of keep his corners alive, keep his momentum going there. And Bluen right behind him starting to challenge in and start to make a run or two off of that. Each driver just playing to their strengths, playing to their advantage, and really that's what it is all about. There is no gimmies here. There is no ways around it. There's just only hard charging and it's hard racing. And that's how you do it around Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And that is the beauty of this place. You see Matthew Fleming right now getting up there with Adam Ball. The Beer Nuts, number 8, trying to get into the back of the ball here. Adam trying to get on the ball and take back up to the spots a little bit. Ben again moving quicker ahead up front, trying to stabilize in. Isaac Dupree doing much of the same. And these drivers charging their way down across the pack, down across the field. Well, there's no way to describe it other than just power, speed, and feel and all that, man. This is what it's like around here. It's insane to say the least how much speed they can carry through and how much power they'll put behind the wheel. But at the same time, really all boils down to, well, in my opinion, like I said, just how much of those tires will be grinded down on this track and burned up quickly because of the fact that the surface is just one hot surface and one little slick surface as well. So the rubber really gets into it and really hurts them more as they go. And I gotta believe they definitely don't want too much of that or too often of that. The 19 now ball followed back there again as Mr. Fleming makes his move and makes his charge ahead. The Beer Nuts 8 is now ahead with the Camaro, fighting ahead right back there with that Mustang right beside him. Look at this field, look at this pack here, man. This place is absolutely packed full here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Over 100,000 fans have joined us in attendance from the front stretch, the back stretch, the side stretches, and all in between. You know they came here for a show. Bob Fleming saying, "Let's go, Matthew Fleming. I know he can win this race." Bob, it's great to have you on board, my man. Great to hear from you, sir. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Definitely been an interesting one to say the least for the get-go. Everybody right now just trying to hang tough, hang tight, maybe hang a little bit looser than usual, and maybe just give themselves a little bit of a chance to run off with this place. And remember, we do have one more broadcast coming up in this month with Smoking Tires Racing Series before we end their season out. It'll be their season championship we will broadcast to you here on the show. And that, my friends, will come on, I believe, the 27th. Yep, so 27th is Sunday, June 27th. That will be our last race of the season, and that will actually be the season championship over at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So be sure to check that out when that comes around. Be sure to keep an eye on that when it pops up. Low end right now, still desperately trying to get around Tuck. Stephen Tuck, man, he's been holding off a little bit for this run. Maybe trying to keep that Ford Mustang ahead of the curveball, ahead of the field for a little longer than usual. But it is Bluin right now, who has the advantage in my opinion. He is starting to wheel and deal and muscle that thing ahead. It's been a solid start for most of these guys here tonight, but again, you know, will they be able to keep that going exactly and keep that through to the pacing of it? Duck maybe having a little bit of a second-hand thought about trying to take those corners too tight. He wants to try to preserve the tires a little bit more. Problem is he's letting Bluin catch him pretty quickly here. 96 now down that back straightaway, starting to make a run for it, going to the inside zone, maybe get into that position he needs to be. He needs a run there, and he will get it off of Tuck. Tuck, unfortunately, not able to hold him off and can't cross back over on him. It is now Blue, and that has pretty much taken over this one and completely rearranged this race around. Tuck not able to keep it in his line of sight. And one battle we forgot about was how quickly is Dupree catch up to Fetty here. Well, Dupree right now currently, as you see the lap times, is pulling a little bit, but he's not exactly catching Fetty here. Fetty does have a little bit more of a consistent lead gap on him, while Dupree still holding on to his spot there from second of Nathan Finnegan. Finnegan, right now anyway, back a few bit here, a good chunk or two. Definitely not helping or hurting his cause any, but still. And one thing I'm really just kind of trying to figure out myself is just how much can they keep getting these guys like spread out and in between though. That's really the biggest problem with one of these bigger tracks is really you don't really have that issue of there's not enough drivers out there. It really can hurt kind of the scene and showery. But again, with these fans here, they're wild, they're rabid. They love to see these guys go on and race this place. And Fleming in mid-ball right now, putting on a little bit of a show. Fleming now trying to get back his spot there from Adam Ball. Adam Ball made a little corner pass off there a little earlier on. Managed to take it away from him here and start to fire it in. And now Fleming back on the inside line there. Ball trying to hold him off, trying to keep him away from that line of sight. But the run just too powerful. And Fleming will take back over for the 4th place position. Looks like these two are just going to be the ones to call all night long as he gets into the backstretch wall there. That's turn 2 anyway. The turn 1 and 2 back straightaway there they had. Fleming just smacked the wall a little bit, causing him some major problems there. Both drivers nearly getting themselves into big issues there. That one got a little bit out of hand, a little bit crazier than usual, and both drivers able to stay clear of it and able to stay the line. The more stable they can keep it going, the better they're off. Fleming and Ball, both drivers still on their nose, on their game. Fetty right now maybe falling back a little bit again here. Looks like the times are starting to show more towards Dupree. Dupree is getting about a tenth from a 10th and 2 to a tenth from a 0.3 to now a 0.2, then a 0.1, then a 0.0. So a second in this case, I should say. It's getting closer and closer to possibly making the move and challenging here. One more run around here. We'll see what the lap times show for Dupree and Fetty here. And the times are going to pop up now on the list. And Dupree, once again, another solid lap, another solid pace there. Will give him more room and more chances. You got to wonder, you know, is he going to be able to hold on for that long haul run? Especially if Dupree can catch up to you that quickly. You know, you heard Finnegan, you talked about Finnegan earlier, but again, you know, Dupree has been, in my opinion, probably one of the more harder drivers to really keep it going, keep this one stay in. And Fetty going into pit road, so it's Finnegan, which means Fleming and Dupree will stay out a little longer here. Dupree and Fleming right now, currently the guys to capture, try to beat down right now. Will they be able to hold down and keep this one going? Cole Thomas and Robert Bluin think they might have a shot. We'll see what happens though as we return here to some more action from the Brickyard 250. Well, the Brickyard 250 couldn't have been brought to you without the help from some friends over at Ram Designs. And you guys need some designs dined up best way, no shape or form, and want to make them look like the beast that the Ram always is. Well, Ram Designs will make you get that and then some. Be sure to visit them up on their Facebook and check it out here on Rams Designs. And Isaac Dupree still staying out there on the tires he's got going on right now and the fuel run. I'm interested to see how that plays out as he's about halfway done with this here. Robert Blinn and Steve Tuck earlier on having a good battle. Chad Hadelvik is doing a pretty solid job, just kind of keeping his temper, keeping his tasting in. But as of late, it seems like he hasn't really been trying to challenge or push too much around here. Maybe trying to be a little more cautious, a little bit more on their knees here. Matthew Fleming, the 8 now, still trying to build up something as he goes into pit road here. I think that'll honestly be a smart move here for him. Him and Cole Thomas going to follow in. Robert Lewin decides to stay out, so he'll take over for second. Now the gap starting to sway around a little bit here as we're just about ready to reach the halfway point. So far, again, Isaac Dupree and Lewin, not the two guys you would have thought of when they were going into this race zone here. You would have thought more of like Kevin Fetty or Nathan Finnegan out there. But Finnegan right now is actually falling back a little bit of Kevin Fetty, and Fetty falling back way behind the line. But Finnegan is starting to challenge back up. And they've got to be careful about that little spot right there when you're coming around somebody, because if you make one wrong move and don't time it just right when you cross over, oh boy, it can be something else there. Yeah, we talked to them a little bit earlier on. Yeah, he definitely seems like he is the kind of guy that, in my opinion, probably can hose down and fight quick and fight hard with the best of them. Definitely seems like he's known for running it quick and running it pretty boldly here. Robert Bluen, I've had the privilege of talk and work with him before, and yeah, I gotta believe he's honestly really wanting to help out, really build and grow this community up, grow this league in. Been a pleasure to work with him so far, and hopefully we can get more action with him. I honestly would like to call more races with these guys, but again, it's just the time zones and everything we got going on right now. The races just unfortunately kind of fall a little too long for what we want to get in and how we can get it in. So I wish there was more we could do, but that's just kind of how it all plays out around here. Well, right now the current position from first and second, about 11.5 seconds ahead. Isaac Dupree, man, talk about laying this one thick and quick. And still holding off guys that are on fresher tires than him. Ryan Williams trying to get a run there on the inside, get past him there, but was not able to do so. Ryan will try to make one more jump around here as he starts to pull the momentum ahead. Dupree still with a lot of speed carrying through, and not a lot of mistakes to really make up on that end, as he had a little bit of an internet bobble there, but not much you can really do about that around here. Running him down the field here, you see that 48 there, Brock Hersey, starting to also kind of get a little bit of a go ahead here. Looks like he's going to try to help Ryan Williams out a little bit, get around Dupree, but Dupree still man, I don't know how he's able to hold out as long as he has or how well he's been doing it, but looks like the tires may not be as much of a situation as I thought. Maybe more or less it's just trying to corner off, make sure you got the right area in the line tonight. Free to my knowledge, is from the Americas, so he is not going to have a little bit of that Formula One style European background though, because right now he is just making it look stupid easy out there. Chad Hadelvik, you see right now, currently in second. You wouldn't think so. You would think right now the guys battling the race leader here were battling for the lead. But no, that's not how it's playing out, man. That is not the case whatsoever, and it's crazy to think and crazy to believe, but it is. Coming right back around now. Looks like finally Hersey and Williams will be able to make a round. Dupree. Looks like he's finally admit defeat and go to pit road already. Past halfway right now. Currently, we are lapping. We're getting the laps run in, getting times down and about. This is where things get really interesting, in my opinion, is how well will they be able to hold up and hold it in throughout this event. Ryan Williams trying to stay ahead of Brock Kersey to keep up for that second place spot right now. That 8th place spot, I should say. Chad Hadelvik running a much longer run here. He's actually going to stay out ahead of the whole field. Fetty, Finnegan, and Ball. I guess you could say he's trying to play ball a little bit more than the others here, which, you know, if it works out for him, it works out for him. But again, you know, what is there going to be able to do? Running it back in. Let's go ahead and take a look back up to the front here. As a 29 there, you see Mr. Torrey Thompson. The Chevrolet Camaro trying to stay out of the way, I would presume, with the 6.6 of Cole Thomas. Torrey almost giving him a little bit of a run there, a little bit of a spot out there. Man, they got a little bit of wobbly goose decided that one time, but then no, they managed to hold it out. And no, them blinking in and out is not our end, folks. That'd be the drivers, unfortunately. Sometimes the internet just doesn't quite work with the server they're looking at here, and tonight could be the way Indy works. Maybe they're trying to do the European style server, so I don't know. Well, Dupree right now being falling back behind the waistline a little bit. He's currently only about 24 seconds back, and he's already just gaining a lot on Chad. He's pounding away on that throttle right now to get back up to him. Hadelvik right now not too far off, but really I think Dupree's more worried about catching Fetty and Finnegan and Ball at the moment. Adam Ball right now currently, if we look at our lap times, well, you would think he's getting a number on Dupree there because of how quick he was leading off, but watch this lap when they come by here because Dupree is flying a little bit quicker than him right now. Let's just say that. And if you don't believe me, well, I guess Dupree couldn't quite get back into the camera angle here to show. There he is. It pops up here to the front straightaway, and look at this lap right here. Lap 54. Bam. 1 whole second and a 7/10 of a second that he caught on him in just a lap or two. That is what tires will do for you. Straight to the inside line, Ball and him side by side. Here we go down that back straightaway. Dupree trying to hang with him, trying to hang close, trying to stabilize him in. Everybody all for shots, all for giggles, but it is Dupree that is not just looking for that. He wants more than that. He wants to fight. He wants to win a crown jewel event here tonight. The last of which, again, will be brought upon us here in a couple weeks as we return to Charlotte Motor Speedway to catch that race in its entirety. Kevin Fay and Ethan Finnegan kind of coming around those corners, coming around those turns. Both drivers still desperately just trying to get up quickly to each other or trying to stay away from one another, depending on who you're asking. Cole Thomas was fighting hard earlier there, and he did not have the run or so that he was looking for. And Chad Adelvik goes into pit road once again, so that now means that Kevin Fetty, for first time in a long time, he will return here to victory lane. Seems to have kind of dialed this one in a little bit better and figured out where the troubles were starting from and fighting him off with. Now will he be able to push more ahead with this and start to really close the gap on the runs and then the situations? If I was him right now, my first thought would just be to make sure I did not burn my tires up or burn up my fuel line, because it's so easy to make a mistake here. By the way, if someone had the Logan Paul Money Mayweather matchup, can someone please let me know how bad Mayweather beat him, or if actually Logan Paul actually got a win on him? I hope not, but maybe if you guys, someone in the comment section could let me know, that would be great. Reese Galva still joining in with us. Bob Fleming as well, still here. Great to have you both on board, and great to have everyone that's still watching with us right now at the moment on the show. Gotta give credit where credit's due. These guys, man, they're still putting up a fight and still putting on a show when they can. Now, actually, we have a little bit of some work up here. Brock Hersey and Ryan Williams with Stephen Tuck kind of gonna go at it a little bit. Stephen Tuck moving further ahead of the field. Ryan Williams right down out of turn 2. Stabilizing it in as Brock Hersey will fall back right behind him. Brock's coming up quick and he's coming up fast. Kind of like a Hershey chocolate bar. Oh, man. And right into the back there, the 9 to Mr. Ryan Williams. He almost took himself completely out of this race. Both drivers able to get this one dialed back in and calm down a bit, but oh my, that could have been gnarly. That could have been a bad situation there, but thankfully they were able to keep it clear and keep it out of the troubles. Adam Ball right now still doing his own thing, doing his own way here. 60 laps just about completed here. We're coming up on the final laps or so. There's still some work to do, some time to be had here. Of course, as I mentioned before earlier, this being one of the crown jewel events, this is a track that a lot of the racers out here tonight were getting ready for, preparing for. Definitely one of those things that I think more than likely they were really hoping would give them some more of a fight here and a little bit more of a driver's showcase here, but man, for what they brought out and what they've brought to the table, I can say for sure they have done a good job with what they have had to work with and how they've dealt with it throughout this one. So that caution comes out now. That will be the other sage caution we mentioned to earlier. Drivers alluding to and talking about throughout this one. So that will give us a chance to finally talk with the rest of our boys down there. Got a few of them we haven't talked with yet. We have talked here with Mr. Kevin Fetty and we've talked with Nathan Finnegan. Tried to talk with Adam Ball earlier. Let's see if maybe you got it fixed here, Adam Ball. Still nothing. Okay, hold on. Maybe if we try going over here, maybe we can talk with him. See if it works there. Yeah, I don't honestly, I do not know why I can't get anything to work here, man. I've got you coming up with a line, but there's no no signal back. That's the only problem. Alright, let's Well, I guess we'll try a little later on here, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we can do, but it sucks we can't hear him, unfortunately. He is talking in the show, folks. I can tell you that much, at least, but we're not getting anything to come off of our end here with him, so bit of a downer here, but that's all right. All right, so let's go ahead and talk real quick with some of our Savage Dragonfly Motorsports boys. Here, this is Robert Bluen now on the call here, and Robert, if I got a minute, man, I gotta ask you something, man. How much is that thing holding up and that thing building up off those corners and burning with those tires there?
If you're running it properly through the corners, you make the tires last. If you go too hard, you're going to burn them up. And I'm sort of trying to find that in-between balance for me.
How, when you say that in-between balance, is it really just a matter of a throttle rhythm, or is it a matter of like putting it in a certain place? Because it seems like everybody's driving the same kind of line, but everyone's kind of getting it differently here.
Throttle management, that's all I got to say.
All right, fair enough there. Robert, I know it's been a long season here, and this being kind of a crown jewel event here. What was probably one of the tougher races here going into this race before you came into tonight?
Personally or as a league?
Whatever one you want to choose out of this.
Oh, I would say Darlington probably was the toughest race for me.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the harder ones we've seen on the show, and one of the hardest ones to deal with, but you guys always put up a fight and did what you could. So, Robert, great to have you back on the show here, man. Great to hear from you, brother.
Thanks for what you do.
Absolutely. Savage Fly, Dragonfly Motorsports team there. Robert Bluen goes into pit road. We're going to leave him alone. Got a few other guys we're going to message up here in a minute. We'll bring in old Brock Hersey here in just a sec as he gets ready to get out of pit road. He's still getting cleaned up and taken care of down there. Well, hopefully he can get out of there. It looks like he might have some troubles getting out of pit road, it looks like, so we'll have to see if that continues to be the case here. I believe we did not talk with Matthew Fleming earlier on, and I know there's a little bit of a fan base growing for him. So we'll go ahead and bring him in now real quick now onto the show. Matthew Fleming, got a copy there, my man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right. Hey, good to hear from you again, and I hope you're still not getting too annoyed when I say the old beer nuts number 8, or at least the way I say it.
Oh, no, we love it.
Well, I'm glad you love it still, but hey, man, I gotta ask you, you were pretty much putting up a little bit of a show in a fight earlier on, but you fell back a little bit later in that run there. Was it just overdoing the management of the tires, or what was going down there for you, in your opinion?
No, it was really good, and I think I had a server problem. It actually kicked me out of the race, and I tried to load back in a couple times, and it failed. But otherwise, yeah, I think we had a nice top 5 car. We were battling the 19 there for quite a bit. I thought it was all running good, and we just had a problem connecting with iRacing, apparently.
Yeah, it happens every now and then. Unfortunately, we do know that much. But nevertheless, still, though, man, it is great to see you back here on the show. And anything you got to say to the friends and family? Because I know there's some people out here that are listening in on you.
Oh, yeah, we appreciate all the fan support. And I want to give a shout out to the old Beer Nut, MK2 Aerospace, and Douglas Distributing. And, of course, TFMG. Shout out to all of our sponsors. And, well, we're going to root on the 66 there of Cole Thomas, our fellow TFR teammate.
For sure there. Nevertheless here, guys, Matthew Fleming having a little word with us here tonight, and great to have you on board again, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Matthew Fleming having a little talk or two with us right now as the drivers are getting ready to get back to the action here, getting back up into the green area. So it looks like that will be our on-call list end for the now. I don't know if that will be the end of the night, but we will see. Obviously, top 3 will talk with us at the very end of this race here, if they wish. Coming to the end, coming to the wire, down to the pillar, down to the run. Times evading off, times starting to run away. How will everybody be able to hold on, and how will they be all able to keep this one going? Rock them down across the stripes, down across the fills. Back to the green flag we go here, and out of the gate once more. Surprise, surprise here. But it's Dupree and Stephen Tuck now actually kind of sneaking their way around the place, around the track here as they start to fire and starting to close them up a little bit more. Currently still at the side-by-side duel as Nathan Finnegan and Adam Ball go right back at it here. Finnegan on the attack here. Adam Ball staying right on the pacing down that back straightaway. It looks like Fetty might be a little bit in trouble with Dupree catching him quickly here. Dupree was having a pretty solid night throughout, really catching quickly on Fetty. Fetty knows that on this restart it was going to be feast or famine one way or another. And he knew he had to hold on for dear life if it was going to come to that. Currently right now though, the pack is starting to show more towards the run. Stephen Tuck going a little bit closer in. Yeah, Adam Ball currently still going toe to toe there with the Tuck, who probably don't give a you know what right now, trying to stay in that top 5 line. He's currently 4th at the moment, holding on pretty well. Nathan Finnegan eyeing though that Elijah Dupree there in the 96, and then Kevin Fetty kind of hanging on for dear life at this point. The last winding down, starting to pick away and pace away more at it here. I gotta be honest, I think Fetty and Dupree might be the two guys you gotta watch out for. Kevin Fetty now getting really right up into the grill, up into position here. Elijah Dupree still possibly having him shots, having them fire away, trying to keep it up, keep the momentum alive. Time is running out. Field is starting to get a little bit antiquified in decision making here. And they have been doing what they can all day long, just trying to keep away from trouble, keep an eye on the situations and everything else. But the biggest issue I gotta believe, honestly, is just that overwhelming feeling of over cornering or under cornering and not knowing where the car wants to get in and go through. The throttle rhythm you heard a minute ago from Mr. Robert Bluen said flank blank. You got to be aware of what you're on and what you're after at. So many ways it can go wrong here. Dupree seems like he can hit it in here. I think if he can get that going, man, I think he's going to really be bolted up to speed here. Finnegan's not out of this one yet either. You can see him getting that draft line in solid as can be, but he hasn't had the hard charge yet around to get Dupree and Fetty here as I think he wants to. But again, is it that just because he's just trying to lay off the throttle more, or is he being more just let it in and let it set and settle down? Right now, Elijah Dupree, the 96, Currently now pushing forward, trying to push momentum up. Kevin Fetty desperately trying to hold on, trying to stay in this one down the backstretch. Finally, the battle for the race lead commences. Fetty is in trouble. Dupree with the full throttle assault straight to the bottom. Runs him into the line. We have ourselves a new leader. Elijah Dupree finally gets his mark, hits his shots, and calls it just the way he likes it. And he is able to capitalize on just that. As he moves it down across the front straightaway here, Finnegan got a lot of help from that. But did he get enough is really the other question I think that a lot of people have here. Really, that really has been kind of the situation all throughout the night. Finnegan trying to hold on, but Betty has not given him any breathing room, and Dupree obviously is just starting to run away from the boys here. You can't help but just wonder more and more what these drivers are thinking. How are they handling the nerves? How are they driving these cars in a certain way, a certain spot? And will they be able to keep doing that all the way to the end? Finnegan starting to get up there with Fetty. Fetty maybe knowing the end is near, maybe knowing time is not on his side tonight. Sure, I should have got nationwide while I was at it, but that's alright. I think he's covered either way. Finnegan with the run, with the shot. Fetty right behind him. Or, excuse me, Finnegan up behind him, and Fetty is in front of him at the moment. As the rest of our field right now, not a whole lot to speak of there either. Robert Bluen, though, still holding off around Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is number 9. Trying to catch back up to him and get something going here. Ryan Williams there and Brock Kersey both on the pace, on the nose. Matthew Fleming, the beer nuts, number 8, is just looking more and more like a hard charge, a hard racer here. Making his way through the field, making his way down on the inside zones as it's 29. Torrey Thompson kind of hanging around back there as well. Looks like he might just be wanting to have a little bit of fun down there. Feel the power and all that momentum these guys carry day in and day out. The momentum just continue to change every which way to Sunday. Everyone right now tonight, man, has been really showing what they're capable of when they can get it going. And that long-term run versus long-term strategy has definitely been the big thing a lot of these boys are keep an eye on. Elijah Dupree, despite the fact that he got a good run earlier there, Kevin Fetty has now all but seriously locked up a chance to take this one in. Dupree, I gotta believe, maybe just slowing down slightly here because he doesn't want to overdo those corners. Obviously, if you overdrive it too much here, it can definitely hurt you more than you realize, and I think he's well aware of that. But hey, man, you want to go for broke, you got to do it some way. There's only one way to do it, and that's to basically have at it. Right down on the front straightaway. Here they go. Kevin Fetty now starting to rip a little bit more, starting to get a little bit more position in, especially with these last 25 laps now popping up. It's getting harder and harder. Just hold on and just keep the momentum in your corner. And they know why though. Betty just starting to lose a little bit of position, starting to lose a little bit of time again. Maybe it's time to start thinking a little bit more ahead of the situation and start to think maybe it's time to start pushing just a little harder. But I mean, it's one of those things, man, as well. You just keep thinking about it, but it's like, do you actually want to do it or do you do it then? That's the hard part about racing anymore, man. It's the mental strategy and the mental game plan that it comes with it. There are so many little things, so many other things that can go completely wrong, can completely hurt you. You wouldn't even recognize or even know about it and just tell it's too late. Basically falling more and more in line to what Dupree I think wants here. He's just continuously holding out, holding in. See that gap in between right now? That's really been a saving grace in between here. And you see now Cole Thomas actually pulling up a little bit more towards the 6 to the 10 there. Stephen Tuck, 66. Look like maybe he's got a way to tuck and run here. Tuck looking to possibly just finish this night out on the best of notes and best of lines here and maybe keep it away there from the 66 here. But I mean, again, is there really any way to do that necessarily? Is there a way to still hold on to that? He certainly thinks so. Power, the momentum of these cars right now, that 750 horsepower package being put to its fullest potential and fullest attack here. You may have noticed how the change in the sky has been coming around here. The sky actually has started to fade off, fade down. It was bright, sunny earlier on, looked beautiful. Now the skies have just kind of taken over. The sun is setting. That means one thing, the race is coming closer to the end here. And it has been a long one, to say the least. 21 laps left to go. But that's the kind of the thing about Smoky Tires Race Series, man, is it's the long, hard, grueling schedule that they fight every time out here. They do it for a reason. Behind everybody else here, Stephen Tuck, Cole Thomas, Robert Bluen, Ryan Williams. You can see them all spaced out in their individual areas. Nathan Finnegan and where he's at right now in that gap position-wise. Not exactly holding up with Kevin Fetty, nor is he holding off Adam Ball there. But he is going to pit road here, so that will hopefully be his last pit stop and maybe the chance of his night here to get a run on him. Ultimately, though, does he have enough time to get it done there and get it work in his favor? Petty heads up pit road there as well, so Isaac Dupree and Adam Ball staying out. Dupree will pretty much have himself the track all to him. And I gotta believe, honestly, he's just doing that so that way he can keep going and keep the momentum bursting through. It's not a bad strategy by any means. Actually, I think it's probably a really smart strategy for a multitude of reasons here. And if they can keep it going, honestly, I think he will be the guy that they will all try to hunt down, but it will not be enough time to catch him. What a night, what a day it has been, my friends. One big race there at Talladega. We saw earlier Pedal Metal returning to the race series, and a good group of guys and gals putting on a show and putting on a fight. These drivers doing much of the same here, doing much of the work here. They've been just kind of hanging in there and just doing their own stuff. Obviously not the Talladega style racing that you saw a little while ago, but in my opinion, still putting up a number, putting up a fight here throughout, just to show you guys just how well they can do and how hard it is to actually perform and connect with this track and this race series. Field starting to go more in line here. Adam Ball going to pit road. Stephen Tuck, the only driver to stay out, and right now, with only 17 laps to go, I gotta believe he's just going off pure strategy and pure focus right now on what he's thinking. And looks like Tuck slowing down a little bit, means he's going for pit road here, so that'll set him up. But look back behind here, oh boy, we got a battle for the race lead here. If they can get close up there, Tuck trying to get out, trying to get in and out quickly, but it's Nathan Finnegan and Kevin Fetty that are gonna go out of here these last couple laps. Finnegan might be playing and doing the smartest strategy of them all. He is currently doing a small battle here with Fetty, as Isaac Dupree starts to close the gap on both of them here. Dupree just trying to stick with that draft line, stick with that run. Here comes Fetty on the inside line now, making a charge here. Big run coming up here, starting to fire away now. Back inside, Fetty though not holding back from his run here. Finnegan will have to back off a little bit, and here comes Isaac Dupree back in it again. Look like Kyle Larson here at Sonoma earlier, man. This kid just does not know when to stop. The Coca-Cola Toyota Camry, the speeds he's carrying through, absolutely tremendous. Pulling off the stops, pulling off the run, and pulling off the momentum. He is one step closer to wrapping this one out and wrapping it up in a major of ways. And I gotta believe he knows what he needs to do just to finish it out and win this one. With the time evading, time coming to a close here, the close calls, the close corners, the hard racing in between. Fetty and Dupree once again will lock horns as they lead him down the back straightaway. 15 laps remain. It'll be 14 this next time by. And I've got to believe right now, if I'm in either one of these boys' camps, I probably, if anything, would be going more towards what Dupree is doing, because he's getting a lot more speed and a lot more he's getting a lot more hammering down there. Maybe that car just looks like it's holding on a lot more consistently and harder on the runs. And they knows it. Betty just trying to see if maybe he's got one last little position or two in to hold it in. Cole Thomas way behind the pack here. He's going to stay in that top 4, top 5 section. Adam Ball maybe just delivering hard throttle, hard battling here to get up to any of them. Dupree, you can hear that motor, man. He is making it rev harder and rev quicker. He knows it's the only way to catch him. Right now, looks like he has one more go ahead here at Fetty. You can see him kind of eyeing the inside line, spotting it in. Both drivers just trying to defend each other off. Fetty going outside, Dupree goes inside. There's the run, here comes the pass here down the back straightaway. Now it is time for Dupree to go to work. Can they get him here? Yes, he will. They fire him off the corner, fire him back in. And now it is the run. It is the moment they've been looking for. Oh my, but they had to get around Torrey Thompson there. Lap traffic being a major factor there. Almost getting them both into that one here. And now can Dupree keep the momentum his way and push just a little more, just a little further ahead and a little more ahead of the nose. And this one is all his to lose. It's been a wild, wild night, full of action, full of craziness, full of chaoticness in between. These drivers gave nothing but their absolute best to try to win it. But the problem is right now, Dupree has got pretty much a solid line and a solid pacing here to keep ahead of Fetty as the Beer Nuts, number 8 of Matthew Fleming, getting passed in on the inside line now, challenged down around. This is looking more and more like this will belong to Dupree. We thought earlier maybe Finnegan would have a shot at it, but he slowed down a little bit too much, had nowhere to go, and lost all his momentum earlier on. Cole Thomas, though, not done with Adam Ball yet. He knows he's got some laps he can work with here. And with 11 to go, that's more than enough to be making some moves and making some changes around here. Man, this has just been fight for survival, fight to the end, fight for your core, do what you need to do, and hope for the absolute best when the time played out. And it certainly has. The 66 of Cole Thomas, man, not giving up just yet. Adam Ball, though, is starting to push a little further ahead. I don't think a top 5 is anything to sneeze at, especially with especially only 10 laps remaining. I mean, let's be real with you, folks. Dupree is just starting to move quicker and quicker ahead of the whole field and not laying off anything here. I think he knew what he needed to do to win this one. He was just going to keep going with it to the end. He knew what he has at his disposal and what he can get out of it. And it just more and more, it's looking further like this is just going to go to that 96 machine with 9 laps remaining. Time is evading off. The time is collapsing ahead of them. It's giving them more and more incentive to just put laps in, put laps down, and worry about the rest later. And I think that's all they really have been thinking about throughout this night, throughout this race. Hey, Adam Ball to Adam Ball. Locking up top 4 here. Stephen Tuck, man, you got to give him credit, man. He was fighting hard with them earlier on. And looks like he's not quite done yet, I should say, because he's got that 9 of Ryan Williams in front of him. And he actually is currently on that lead lap, so might be a little bit of a battle coming here down that back straightaway. I guess they're not done just yet. They still got one battle to go ahead with, and Robert Bluin actually, he's slowing up a little bit more than I think he wants to here. That might be setting up something here. If he sets something up there, then that's definitely going to be a less than feel good moment here for you, if you will. Be a very scary thought. Ryan Williams losing a spot up to Stephen Tuck. Tuck making a beautiful pass on the line in the inside zone, and now has all but secured up another spot or two on the track, on the field. Tuck is now in 7th. He's catching Robert Bluin here. He wants a piece of Bluin here. Pacing, the momentum, it's going further and further away from each other. The battles are far in between. You see Finnegan, you see Fetty, you see the distance that Dupree has right now on all of them. A game changer to say the least here. And there's a reason why they've kind of that's the reason why I've kind of nicknamed Dupree tonight, the fastest man out here tonight, from his pure consistency and his hard runs and momentum. You can't just teach yourself stuff. You can't just go and figure stuff out like that quickly. You can't just get down things like that without a little bit of practice. That is exactly what they were doing and how they played it out to the end of this race. Now back and forth here. Stephen Tuck and Robert Bluin passed in there once more. Bluin turned my head for 1 minute. I thought he had the spot. Then it looks like Tuck just completely went inside and took it over from him. Bluin now falling back. Tuck's last minute run, last minute dash, if you will, just showing up here. Impressive, especially considering with only about 5 or 6 laps remaining here. I think he's just trying to do one last little thing to kind of show off to the crowd here, I would say. But he does have a chance actually to catch Cole Thomas and finally end the night out in a top 5 spot. I don't think he has enough to get the top 4 in, but he certainly has enough to get a top 5 to finish it. Thomas desperately trying to just finish it up on the best of notes. Adam Ball right there, up in the top 4, holding on. Thomas right now knows what's behind him. Stephen Tuck is there. He's coming quick. Here, I've actually scraped that wall there a little bit. I don't know if that 66 might have done some damage there or not, but that definitely was a bit of a wall scratcher there. It's one thing to kiss the wall, it's another when you smack that wall a little bit here. Leading him down now. Looks like the run coming off. Looks like Tuck finally catches Cole and will end this night in top 5 as long as he can keep them on going. Tuck just wants a good run off that turn 3 and 4, and looks like he's going to get just that here. Cole Thomas, the little bang of the wall and damage on the right side hurt his chance to keep the aerodynamics closer together. And that has all but sealed his fate here, as we are down to only 3 laps to go when they get to the finish for Isaiah Dupree. Isaiah Dupree, I believe that's how you say his full name now, has literally been the guy to this last stage. Everybody tried to pass by and try to get around. It was just not enough though. There was just too much going on. And it's crazy to think Yeah, without this little help, without this little boost of momentum and everything that came with it, I don't know if they wouldn't even have been able to catch up there. The field is starting to pull away, push in closer. Fetty staying with it. Dupree, though, has just completely made a mockery out of Indy tonight, just paced himself more and more, making this run work to the best of his ability. Nathan Finnegan gave it everything he had and gave it all the shots in the world. But even if another shot, but even if he had a few more shots in between with some liquor, or whether it be a COVID shot, whatever you want to do, it's not going to remove the disease that fell behind him, which is basically the tires just could not keep up on the throttle rhythm. It was just way too intense and way too impactful here. 2 laps to go. Green flag flies high in the air for Isaiah Dupree. The field has spread out thick and thin. They've gone their own separate ways. And this man tonight, well, let's just say he had his own ideas in mind. And I don't think there's anything else we could say to that other than just what a performance and what a race it was for him. Pulling off all the stops, pulling off all the runs. The white flag finally comes out here for Smoking Tires Racing Series. This is where things will finish out. This is where we're going to end our night on the highest of highs from Isaiah Dupree. Just needs 2 more solid turns, and this one is being put in the books. Coming down that back straightaway. His speed is phenomenal. His car was unstoppable. His race tonight was just picture perfect. He will come now out of turn 4. Race fans, Isaiah Dupree started 8 spots back. He goes from 9th to 1st and wins it in the Brickyard 250 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He'll win it. Fetty coming 2nd, 3rd Finnegan. 4th will go to Ball. 5th is going to go to Tuck, and the rest of the field will round out the pack. Isaiah Dupree. Want to talk about guys that set the game changer? He is the one that set it all in motion tonight. What a race. What a night it has been. You couldn't tell he wasn't excited to win that one. What a night it has been. He wins this major race in all the right fashions. Nathan Finnegan comes away with the 3rd place finish, so we'll bring him in now real quick. Top 3 finishing here. We'll talk with Finnegan to start. Nathan, you certainly had a good run car here tonight and a lot of power under the hood, but it looks like after that first stage, it looks like maybe the car was just starting to fall off a little too much there.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of fell away from us a little bit. Yeah, I felt like I kind of actually lost pace later on in the run, but I mean, you know, kind of get back to the drawing board and see what next week brings. But I'd like to give a shout out to my girlfriend Emily, her birthday tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what we can do next week with this Camaro here.
For sure there. So I gotta ask you, man, when all is said and done, coming up for the final race of the season, when we get to broadcast for you, what will be the main thing you keep practicing and working on as you continue your season out through this one?
Yeah, I think, where we are in points right now, it's going to be just consistency in the next couple of weeks. We're in a good spot right now, and if we can maintain that over the next couple of weeks, I think we'll be in a really good position for the finale at Charlotte. So,
For sure there, Nathan. But nevertheless, it's an honor and pleasure to have you back on the show. I gotta ask you, man, who got you here in third place here tonight?
yeah, I mean, I think definitely my girlfriend Emily, she actually made the scheme for us tonight, so it's a one-off special that we're running. And I think Ryan and Brock, they gave me good info in terms of tire wear and how we were looking and pace across the board. So, definitely PBR team as well.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Nathan, great to have you back on board, man. Great racing all the way through to the end. Congratulations on a third place finish, my friend.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Finnegan coming up third here tonight. Second is going to go to Mr. Kevin Fetty. He now joins me here in the booth here in the second place finisher spot. Kevin, you sure had to pull off a lot of runs there and to pull off a lot of battles when you had to, but unfortunately, Dupree just got you on that last one.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I guess that's probably the downside of leading all those laps early is I had no idea that there was going to be the arrow push behind somebody that there was. So once he got by me, there was a lot of nothing that I could do. Once he got out there to about a little over 2 seconds ahead of me, we were running pretty even lap times. But, as soon as I got a run, I'd get back into his air and get another push, and that's the way it was going to be. He definitely earned it. I mean, he was fast all evening, started at the back, and I think finished third at the end of that first segment. So it's not like he was dumb lucked his way into it. He certainly earned it by a fast car and doing what he needed to do.
I mean, you did what you needed to do. He did what he had to do to win this one. And at the end of the day, I think you both deserve a pat on the back for that. But, hey, man, nevertheless, it's still a show and a half, to say the least, and a fight to the end. Kevin, I got to ask you, man, who got you here to second place here tonight?
I want to thank my teammates, Mike, Robert, and Chad. I appreciate all of their help and input on strategy during the race and things of that nature. Want to thank Abruzzi USA. So if anybody's looking for karting or simulation wear, get a hold of Abruzzi USA and they'll set you up. And want to thank the league and you guys. I want to say this is the first time you guys have broadcast a race this year that I didn't end up wrecking or getting wrecked or having an incident. So I'm glad to beat the jinx of you guys broadcasting our races.
I swear I do not try to put too many voodoo dolls on any broadcast or anybody for that matter, so I'm glad that thankfully my producers kept that away from me this time here, Kevin. But great to have you on board, and congratulations on second place finish, and finally get to see you put some numbers up on the books.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for broadcasting. I'm looking forward to going back tomorrow and looking at the broadcast. Appreciate it.
For sure there, Kevin. Thanks again for your time, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Fetty coming away with another second place finish here tonight, or his first second place finish of the night on the show, but I believe he's got a couple of them to his name. And then, of course, tonight, pretty much Isaiah Dupree just completely tore this one up and tore it all to the end. That's going to really wrap it up here tonight for your Brickyard 250. Take a look at the race results here of your 17 drivers that came in. Only 15 raced. Calling it a night here, calling it a battle to say the least. What a night it has been. What a driving series for these drivers and all the runs they've come up with. It's been a long, hard season, and they are ready to end it in a couple weeks. But for us, we can't wait to call that one either. But we're going to head out of here now. We got to get out of the Shadow Realm and head straight to some work area. I got a full-time job to take care of, and I know they are going to be a little bit mad if I don't show up. So I've got to get to there. But I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed the show for what we can get in and what we did tonight. Obviously, everything that happened with the Talladega stuff kind of took a little bit of our time away, but thankfully it was great to have you all on board and great to see you. And until the green flag flies next time on PTM Race TV, we ask to be safe, God bless, take care, love each other, and I'll see you next time when the green flag flies right here on PTM Racing.